Today we're going to go through some of the OpenHIE workflows and demonstrate how these work. To do this, we're going to use an OpenMRS prototype client system to demonstrate this in a real-world scenario. The workflows that we're going to go through are the query for patient demographics by demographic details workflow, the save patient level clinical data workflow, and the query patient level clinical data workflow. Before we get to the demonstration, we're going to assume that a patient has already visited a clinic elsewhere within this country's district. So we have our example patient, Davina, and we're going to assume that they've already had some encounters at a facility that supports this client system that we're using here. They've already been registered within the Health Information Exchange. And what this means is that their record exists at a central level in the master patient index, and they also have some clinical information stored about them in the shared health record. Throughout this demonstration, we're going to pull that patient's information down into this system and then view their previous encounter data, and then we're going to create a new visit for them and capture some new information and share that with the exchange. First, clinical worker Lucy is going to log into the OpenMRS system. And the first thing they're going to do is attempt to find the patients in the local system to see if they already exist. So we get a few results, but nothing that matches Davina. So what we're going to do now is the clinical worker has the option to search the Health Information Exchange. So if we click the HIE patient search at the top right hand side of the screen, we're given another area to search for patients, and what this will do is we'll contact the Health Information Exchange and search the client registry and see if there are any matches there. So I'm going to search for Davina and see if they exist in the client registry. We get back a match, or actually two matches, but only one that matches the exact patient details that we're expecting. We're going to choose to import this patient, and then we get a screen where we can go over some of their details to make sure that this is the patient we actually want to import. Then we're able to import this into the local OpenMRS system by clicking Import Patient. Once a patient has been imported, the system automatically searches the shared health record for any clinical documents that they might have stored against their name. So in this case, we'll see that there's one document that already exists, and we can choose to view or import this document. If we view this document, it'll actually fetch this document from the shared health record within the Health Information Exchange and show us the details of this document. So we can see that it was an immunization history, and we can see various details about the patient's demographics and what clinical encounters were captured for this immunization history. Next, we can start a visit for this patient so that we can capture some clinical information about them. This patient is here for an antenatal care visit, so we're going to choose a visit type of antepartum summary and set the start time date of this visit. Next, we actually want to capture some information about this patient. To do this, we can go to the form entry page, and we have an example form set up in this prototype OpenMRS system that will capture some information for us. First, we choose a location that this encounter is taking place at, and a provider that is actually providing the care to the patient. And then we can enter some clinical information on this form about this patient. So we've entered some basic information and then saved that in the local OpenMRS system. Now that we've created this data, this clinical data in OpenMRS, we can also share this data to the Health Information Exchange. This will make this clinical information available to other client systems within the Health Information Exchange. To do this, we can go to the HIE Documents tab and choose to export patient data. This will bring up a new screen which asks which encounters we want to share, and us to select a template of the document that we want to share with the Health Information Exchange. This is basically the outline of all the data that will be contained within the clinical document that will be shared with the shared health record in the Health Information Exchange. So we're going to choose an antepartum summary type. Next, we can preview this document to see what we're going to share. We'll see various details about the patient that's contained within that template, and if we're satisfied, we can choose to share the document. Once we confirm that we want to share this document, it will then be sent to the Health Information Exchange and stored within the shared health record. Once we get back to the patient dashboard, we'll now see that there are two documents available in the Health Information Exchange for this patient. One is the antepartum summary that we just created. And if we choose to view this document, we'll be able to see the exact details that we just shared. And this is being pulled directly out of the shared health record. So this document would now be available to any other client system that's connected to the Health Information Exchange. This concludes our demonstration of how we can share clinical information between systems using the OpenHIE workflows. What we saw was being able to fetch a patient's demographic details from the Health Information Exchange by searching the client registry, importing that patient, fetching some clinical information about that patient, creating some new clinical information of our own, and then sharing that back with the Exchange. To find out more information, feel free to visit ohie.org and join some of our mailing lists and community calls.